Hey everyone, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's Explainer. Because our goal today, it's as fascinating as it gets. We are unpacking the underlying engineering, the sensor architecture, and the actual artificial intelligence behind the Zoox vehicle. We're going to literally build a robotaxi from the ground up to discover exactly how a machine navigates some of the most complex, chaotic urban environments on Earth, all without a steering wheel, pedals, or, a human driver.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our blueprint for today. 1. The purpose-built foundation. 2. Built-in hardware redundancy. 3. Superhuman sensor technology. And 4. The AI driving brain. All right, let's start from the ground up.
Section 1. The purpose-built foundation, starting from scratch. So, to truly understand next-gen autonomous driving, we've got to realize it actually starts with the physical chassis of the vehicle itself, right? It's not just about writing some clever software and, dropping it into an existing machine. Look at the standard industry approach. Most companies start with a traditional car. They literally bolt sensors onto the roof, they deal with normal forward-facing seats, and they just keep the steering wheels and pedals in there. But building a purpose-built robotaxi from scratch, that changes the entire equation. By designing it explicitly for autonomy, engineers can put sensors in the exact optimal locations. There are absolutely no manual controls in the way. And since it's built purely for passengers, the inside has this symmetrical inward-facing carriage design. You literally sit and face each other comfortably. It completely changes the ride experience. You feel like you're in a sleek mobile lounge, not some sort of robotic science experiment. And what's really incredible about this ground-up design is the totally unique form factor. The Zoox vehicle is incredibly compact. It's about a full meter shorter than a standard Toyota Corolla, and a Corolla isn't exactly a massive car to begin with, right? But by stripping out the engine block, the dashboard, and the whole driving column, that highly compact footprint suddenly opens up a massive amount of spacious interior room. It makes it the absolute perfect physical shape for dense urban mobility. It can just zip through tight city streets without sacrificing a single ounce of passenger comfort.
Section 2. Built-in hardware redundancy. The bones and muscles.
All right, so we have our physical form. But what actually happens if a physical component fails while you're zooming down a busy, multi-lane city road at 45 miles per hour? With zero human backup to take over, the vehicle's underlying hardware literally has to be infallible. It's kind of like a commercial airplane. Planes are designed so that if an engine just goes out mid-flight, the plane can still land safely, while a purpose-built robotaxi operates on that exact same rule of two philosophy. The vehicle comes equipped with 2 highly reliable automotive-grade steering racks, 2 motors, 2 batteries, and 2 braking systems. If any single critical component decides to act up, the car remains totally fail-operational. It doesn't just, abruptly shut down. It seamlessly uses the redundant backup system to safely finish the mission. So you might be wondering, why pack a massive 133 kilowatt-hour battery into such a small frame? Well, look at it from an economic and environmental standpoint. If a fleet of robo-taxis constantly has to drive back and forth to charging depots all day, it's highly inefficient. Plus, constant fast charging really degrades batteries, meaning you'd have to swap them out every couple of years, which is just terrible for the environment. By outfitting the vehicle with this massive 133 kilowatt-hour pack, it completely solves that problem. It can cruise the streets all day and all night on a single charge.
Section 3. Superhuman sensor technology. The eyes and ears.
Now, what's really interesting here is how we bridge the gap between that ultra-resilient physical body and the totally chaotic outside world. Because the car was built from scratch, the sensors aren't just clumsily stuck on the roof. They're actually housed in these specialized pods at all 4 corners of the vehicle. And check this out. Each corner pod has a sweeping, overlapping 270-degree field of view. That means the visual coverage overlaps heavily. So just like those hardware backups we talked about, there's built-in sensor redundancy. If one sensor suddenly gets blinded by intense sun glare or flying debris, the car absolutely does not go blind. Those overlapping fields of view guarantee the vehicle maintains a complete, uninterrupted, safe picture of its surroundings.
But perception isn't just about what the car can see. It's equipped with 8 microphones placed strategically all around its exterior. These mics are constantly listening to the environment, and they work right alongside the cameras. Picture this. An ambulance is approaching from a blind intersection, sirens blaring. Well, these microphones instantly triangulate exactly where that sound is coming from. Because of that, the robotaxi can often detect and start pulling over for an emergency vehicle even faster than a human driver ever could.
Section 4. The AI driving brain. Scene IQ and hybrid intelligence.
Okay, so our robotaxi has an unbreakable body and these superhuman senses. Now we get to the cognitive processing power. Let's talk about the AI driving brain that takes all this data and actually makes split-second driving decisions. One of the most fascinating recent advancements here is called CNIQ. It's a vision-language-action model. Think of it kind of like having a super observant driving instructor sitting in the passenger seat just whispering helpful hints. It runs constantly in the background, analyzing the whole scene. Now, it doesn't actually grab the wheel and turn it, but it might whisper to the main driving system, hey, this scene looks a bit tricky, maybe we should proactively slow down just a little bit. It's providing this natural, intelligent context to the hard-coded driving algorithms.
But this definitely raises a critical question. If we're relying on large AI foundation models, how on earth do we stop the system from hallucinating? I mean, we've all seen AI chatbots confidently spit out a completely wrong answer. You absolutely positively cannot have a 4,000-pound vehicle making a mistake because it's just vibe driving based on some neural network's probabilistic guess. That is simply not going to cut it for a life-or-death safety system.
And the solution to that is this brilliant hybrid architecture. Instead of relying on a pure end-to-end AI model, one that just slurps in video and spits out steering commands, the system uses foundation models to generate smart insights and really natural, smooth trajectories. But, and this is absolutely crucial, underneath all that intelligence is an unshakable bedrock of explicit 3D spatial representations and incredibly strict, hard-coded collision-checking algorithms. So it really is the best of both worlds. You get the smooth, adaptive intelligence of modern AI, but it's firmly locked inside the absolute, mathematical safety guarantees of geometric logic.
So how does this hybrid setup solve actual real-world problems? Well, take assertive driving. In dense cities, if a robotaxi is programmed to be overly polite, it will literally sit there forever, waiting to make an unprotected turn or to change lanes. To get around this, the vehicle's AI defaults to a polite assessment of the traffic. But if it realizes it's getting stuck because the gaps in traffic are just too small, it dynamically shifts gears into an assertive mode. It actively chooses to accept a smaller gap, using slightly higher lateral acceleration. And the best part? It does all of this while ensuring every single micro movement is validated in real time by those strict safety pipelines we just mentioned.
Now, of course, all this on-road intelligence isn't just born out of nowhere. It's trained offline in these massive back-end data centers. Developers are using these colossal 32 to 100 billion parameter models, and they're powered by double-digit millions of miles of real-world driving data. And the simulation capabilities are honestly mind-blowing. They can take a real-world driving log and instantly simulate the raw sensor data to see what that exact same street would look like at pitch-black night or in pouring rain, or what if a bicycle suddenly swerved right into the lane. This setup allows the AI to completely master the rarest, most dangerous corner cases before its tires ever touch a public street.
Section 5. The ultimate result. Unmatched precision. All right, let's bring this whole anatomy lesson together. When you combine that purpose-built chassis, the overlapping 270-degree sensors, the deeply redundant hardware, and that hybrid AI brain, the final physical result on the road is an almost unbelievable level of precision. Because the AI is controlling specialized steering firmware on independent axles, the robotaxi can actually track a trajectory with an accuracy of 5 millimeters to 1 centimeter. 5 millimeters. Just to put that into perspective, the absolute fanciest, most high-end retrofitted car on the market can usually only manage about 5 to 10 centimeters of accuracy. This millimeter precision is a total game changer. It allows the robotaxi to smoothly thread through narrow gaps and handle sudden emergency maneuvers with a physical exactness that no human driver could literally ever dream of replicating.
Which leaves us with this final really provocative thought. We've seen exactly how the technology works, right? From the physical chassis up to the AI brain. And right now, there are around 100 of these marvels out on the road. But as factories ramp up and start pushing out a new vehicle every 20 minutes, scaling this fleet into the thousands across multiple major cities, how is this millimeter-precise, totally fail-proof technology going to fundamentally reshape the geography, the safety, and honestly, just the rhythm of our daily lives? It's a thrilling question, and the crazy thing is, the answer is pulling up to the curb right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.